From rumored flings with powerful men to the events which finally parted her long-standing marriage, Barbara Eden's life has been as interesting as it is glamorous. In 1965, at the tender age of 34, Barbara Eden gained household recognition when the famous penman and producer Sidney Sheldon was casting for the lead actress character in his coming NBC fantasy sitcom I Dream of Jeannie. By that time, he had auditioned thousands of brunette actresses, but none fitted. Having heard about Barbara's talent and charm, he offered her the role which would alter her life forever. In one night, Barbara turned from an upcoming actress into one of the most iconic and desirable women in America. Her role of Jeannie, with the revealing crop top costume, made her an overnight sex symbol, with some of the most influential men in the country taking notice. One of the most prominent relationships in Barbara's life was that with her first husband, Michael Ansara, a handsome Hollywood actor known for his appearances on popular TV series like Kane, Buck Rogers, and Star Trek. The two met in 1958 while working on the film Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. They married and had a son named Matthew, Barbara's only child. Although they married well before Barbara's fame took off, her new stardom in I Dream of Jeannie brought attention that ultimately strained their marriage. Barbara and Michael divorced after 16 years of marriage in the year 1974. Feeling quite no immediate remorse over the breakup, Barbara later felt that Michael was indeed her soulmate. She deeply regretted the divorce as a terrible mistake. Michael's death in the year 2013 was quite a blow to Barbara, already tragic enough with the earlier death of Matthew, her and Michael's son, due to a drug overdose. According to Barbara, Matthew was the light of their lives, and they never fully recovered from his loss. Barbara Eden's new fame with I Dream of Jeannie didn't just make her career take off, it flung her into the orbit of some of the country's most powerful men. As her show became a sensation, Barbara was now running with some of the most prominent stars in America and influential persons, which created rumors and speculations. One of the more famous acquaintances Barbara had was the legend that is Elvis Presley. Since Elvis had been known to have dated some of the most beautiful women in the industry, such as Nancy Sinatra and Anne Margaret, Barbara still kept on saying that Elvis was nothing but a gentleman towards her. While they acted together in the 1960 film Flaming Star, media buzz suggested that the two might have had a romance. Barbara would later deny those rumors, although she did admit that Elvis shared with her his frustrations over his fame and losing control over his life to his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. Witnessing how being a star like Elvis made life isolating for him merely deepened Barbara's reservations about becoming more involved with him. While Barbara chose to avoid an affair with Elvis, her life continued to cross paths with other key players of the era, including Larry Hagman, her I Dream of Jeannie co-star. Viewers wanted the steamy intensity between Barbara and Larry to spill over into real life, but it never did. As Barbara would later reveal, Larry was a very nice guy, but quite troubled. He took to heavy drinking while filming the show, which took its toll on his behavior. Frustrated with the scripts of the show, he sometimes acted out on set, from showing up in a gorilla suit to relieve tension, to even vandalizing furniture as a form of protest. While Barbara treasured a great friendship and felt strongly attached to him, she had seen how it ruined his career and knew anything romantically hectic was out of the question with him. But aside from her co-stars, Barbara also caught the eye of major figures outside of Hollywood as well. She even met Tom Jones while in Britain to appear on his TV show, where he propositioned her outright. Flattered, Barbara nonetheless made it very clear that she was a married woman. Jones promptly responded, "I don't care," but Barbara did. Perhaps one of the most surprising figures to show interest in her was John F. Kennedy. During an encounter, the former president was said to have slipped his private phone number into Barbara's mink coat pocket. Flattered but never pursuing it, she would later say that she regretted tearing up the number, yet knew it was for the best. Barbara Eden's love life wasn't exactly cut and dried. Tossed into the dating pool anew, with a world of admirers wanting to date her. Finding enduring love after that divorce proved difficult. Though a lot of Hollywood insiders sought to marry her, Barbara chose to look outside of Hollywood for romance. In 1977, she had married Charles Følgt, a newspaper executive in Chicago, and one of the top people at the Chicago Sun-Times. Smitten at first, she moved to Chicago to be with him, but their romance soon curdled as Charles became ever more ensnared with a heavy drinking circle of people that drew him into a life of drugs, including cocaine. The change in his life drove them apart, and Barbara left Chicago to go back to Hollywood. They divorced in 1982 after 5 tumultuous years. Barbara never gave up, and against all expectations, in 1991, she married John Eichholz, an architect and real estate developer. This was her longest longest-lasting and happiest marriage, having passed over 32 years and still going strong. Barbara even credits their friendship as the very base of it, claiming that when we have a disagreement, understanding each other's point of view usually helps us to resolve it. They never had children, but the couple filled their home with the joy of pets and made a quiet, fulfilling life together. After the journey through 2 failed marriages and many rupturing experiences, Barbara finally reached a place of stability with John. Turbulent romances with powerful and influential figures, her tragedies and remarkable career so far gave her strength to carry through into later years. She is now in her 90s, still poised with an added shade of gratitude. Hindsight, with its clear vision, brings back the memory of that journey with a perspective that is an amalgamation of sheer delight and incandescent sorrow. Having started her career over 7 decades ago, full-figured beauty Barbara Eden has made sure that everyone in the glamour and fashion arena knows the name, where fame is as short-lived as the dew. Though she will always be adored for her iconic role as Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara's career spanned well beyond that one iconic moment. It entailed a host of performances both as an actress and a singer, speaking to her skill and persistence. Even after I Dream of Jeannie ended, Barbara continued to work in Hollywood with many roles in television, movies, and theater. Her regular appearances on the TV series Harper Valley PTA and her movies, including Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, had her well appreciated and kept before the public eye. She won a loyal following owing to her work ethic and devotion to the art of acting that still follows her with graciousness, beauty, and a humble nature. Barbara has spoken candidly about career and personal highs and lows. With all the often scandalous rumors and stormy events taking place within her life, she has shared those missteps of her life, first about marrying and then the sad loss of her son Matthew to an overdose of drugs. Through all of her challenges, Barbara has become a symbol of resilience, finding peace and contentment in her later years. Presently, Barbara is joyful and leads a serene life with her husband John Eichholz and is one of Hollywood's dramatic icons. As much as her character Jeannie dazzled millions of viewers around the world, it is her personal strength and her capability to defeat whatever obstacle that has made her unforgettable. She shares her life with grateful eyes and mentions that all those experiences, both good and bad, are her lessons learned that sculpted her into the person she is today. Barbara Eden will forever be remembered as more than a celebrity picture that symbolized glamour, but rather an icon, an actress who captured the hearts of audiences worldwide, and a woman who navigated through fame, love, and loss in incomparable ways. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at Barbara Eden's incredible life, be sure to subscribe for even more stories about the remarkable lives of Hollywood's most unforgettable stars.